jump in?
Go ahead and jump in, Darcie.
Okay, great. Thank you. So for those of you who were just coming in, this is YouTube, your classroom in any instructional environment. And I do have a quick Jamboard activity, just telling me a little bit more about what you want to learn in this session. If you want to focus a little bit more on kind of the instructional video side, or if you want to learn a little bit more about YouTube and what specifically you want to learn about YouTube. So I'll give you just a little bit to go into that Jamboard. If you've not used Jamboard before, because I know this is kind of a new thing for a lot of people, you have some tools over here on the left-hand side. There's a sticky note. Actually, let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. There we go. Okay. So in Jamboard, if you've not used this before, there is a sticky note. So you could go in and add anything to the sticky note and hit save, and it will put that into the Jamboard. You have a text box. You also have the pen tool. So you can use any of that to add it to a Jamboard. If you're familiar with Bitmojis, oh, somebody's already put a picture in. Perfect. You can add pictures as well. And if you're familiar with Bitmojis, you can actually copy and paste a Bitmoji into a Jamboard. So if you have the Chrome extension, I have it up here. I'll just show you real quick while you're figuring out which ones you want to put in. Let's say I wanted to use this one. I can just hit copy image and hit paste, and it's going to put my Bitmoji into that Jamboard as well. So just a couple of different options for you. And to get to the next page, or the next frame as they call it in Jamboard, you can click on the arrows up top and it will tell me what it is that you're interested in. So I see somebody is interested in learning all of it, which is wonderful. So I'll just give you another few seconds just to help me learn a little bit more. It looks like right now we feel comfortable uploading videos to YouTube channels, creating, sharing playlists. Okay, so this is all good information for me to know what I can kind of jump around and talk more specifically about.
You have a question, Julie. It's or excuse me, Darcie. Julie is asking, is it supposed to be what we want to learn, or what are we comfortable with?
I have two of them. So the first one is what you feel comfortable with, and the second one is what you want to learn more about. Okay, so I see a variety of things. Okay, but it does look like most people feel pretty comfortable with instructional videos. So I won't hit that quite as much. So, okay. I think I have enough information to. So a little bit about me before I get started. I just said I'm a high school teacher. I'm actually a technology coach at a high school in Virginia. We are during our lunch period, so you may hear the bells go off. I'll just pause if that happens and then keep going. So I've been in a coach role for 15 years now, since 2006. And I've been teaching over 15 years in the state of Virginia. I've taught at middle school, high school, and community college level. And then I came back to high school because I missed it. But many of the things that I have used throughout this pandemic, I learned coming from the community college setting. We did a lot of virtual learning. I was actually at Northern Virginia Community College in their virtual learning environment. So, and I'm going to get rid of my email right there too. I'm also a member of an organization called Unison EDU. We're a group of teachers that we believe in providing professional development to school systems, community colleges, anyone who's really looking for professional development at a level that is a little bit more, there's lots of great stuff out there, but sometimes it's really expensive. And we believe in just providing professional development for free or for as low a cost basis as we can provide. So right now we are primarily in Virginia, but we've done some more virtual learning throughout the year as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can check us out on Twitter and Facebook. We have um, those different platforms where you can check us out, and we have posts and videos and different things that we provide for teachers. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram. I do have my own YouTube channel. I've had a educational YouTube channel for over 5 years. So I feel like I've got a really good expertise about knowing exactly what to do instructionally with YouTube. I'm also a Google for Education certified trainer and certified educator, as well as a member of Wakelet and Pear Deck. So if you have any questions about any of these companies or becoming a certified trainer or certified educator, I would love to answer those questions later after the session. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. And if you want to follow along with me on the website, or if you want to be able to refer to this later, I do have this link for you, bit.ly/YouTube_instruct. And I'm going to put that in the chat for you, I think. There it goes. Okay, so you should be able to click on that and be able to refer back to this session. I also have a link here that if you have questions that I'm not able to answer during the session, maybe we don't have enough time or to go into something a little bit more in depth, you can let me know on this Google form and I'll create an instructional video for you going more in depth into that area, and then I'll send it over to you. All right, so today we're going to go over briefly some types of videos that you can use in instruction, how to find your channel, upload videos to it, make playlists, have sections, and do all of these other kind of fancy things within your YouTube channel that you can use within your learning environment. So I'm going to talk about 5 types of videos that you can use instructionally. These are not the end all be all. There are certainly other ones out there, but these are some of the ones that I see are a little bit more popular on YouTube. So the first one, I think everybody at this point is probably very familiar with instructional videos. If you've been doing flipped learning at all this year, or just any kind of instructional kind of video at all, this is probably the one that you've been using and the one that you might be most comfortable with. This is going to be really the foundational type of video that you would start out with if you're making any kind of videos for your students. These are going to be 7 to 10 minutes. They're really basic. They're used more for direct instruction and getting information to students about maybe how to do an assignment or the steps to completing a process. The next one I feel like is at the other end of the spectrum away from instructional videos. Vlogging is going to be a little bit more creative. You're going to have maybe more special effects in. It might feel a little bit more like a daily diary. Often we will see on YouTube the teacher vlog. I think when most people hear vlogs and they're in education, this is probably what comes to mind. And while there's definitely amazing teacher vlogs out there, I want to focus a little bit more on how you could use this with content. I feel like this would be great for the flipped model, newsletters for younger students, absolutely. Older students, the thing that I like to use the most is called a unit trailer. So I'm going to actually bring that up here. I meant to have that open already. The unit trailer is just like a movie trailer, only it's talking about the upcoming unit that you have, or even your course in general. You can create a movie trailer from this. I'm hoping this is going to open up for us. We'll come back to that in a second. But that's linked on the website. So if you want to take a chance to look at it later, you have that option to do that. But really, it's just thinking about your course and getting students excited into what's coming up. Of course, at the high school level, this is something that we're trying to do to engage our students, but I feel like even at higher levels, even with adults, I think we all get really excited when we see a movie trailer with our favorite actor or actress and seeing something that's coming out, what's a new work that they're doing. And I think you could still apply this to even higher levels, getting students who, it might be a course that they're not looking forward to taking, but it's a requirement that they have to do. This is a good way to let them know this is what's going on in your course, highlighting maybe different projects that you've done in the past. You could even have quotes from previous students about assignments or different projects that you've done. You could also use this again with units as well. So preceding each unit, kind of getting them a little bit more jived into what's coming up in that unit. You could also use this with a wrap up of a unit as well. I think this would be a good way to review. All right, then you've got the how-to quick tip videos. This is going to be very short, very quick, more for review or just helping students as they're going through an assignment, reminding them about something that you might have talked about in that longer instructional video. I will give you a tip on this one. Sometimes what I do with longer instructional videos is I will go back, and if I talked about a couple of different things in that video, I will go back in and in my raw footage, not something that I've turned into an MP4, but if I can go back into my video software and take that raw um, editing portion, do a save as, and then find just the little portion that I need students to use for a specific assignment or going through a process. I can just take that little part out, delete everything else, move it up my timeline to be at the beginning, maybe record a quick new intro for it, and then publish it, and I'm done. And then I can attach that to that physical assignment. So whatever your LMS might be, Canvas, um, Blackboard, any of those, you could still attach that to that assignment as well. Unboxing videos. This is a very popular one that we see on YouTube a lot. And I feel like there's a great environment out there to use it within content and with instruction. If you're not familiar with Ditch That Textbook, Matt Miller, who is the founder of Ditch That Textbook, is really big in the K through 12 world. I'm not sure how much he might be in higher education, but he first kind of talked about how you could use this in instruction. Matt focuses more on the video aspects and packaging this video for the audience. What the unboxing item might be, what that box might look like, who the sender might be. And all of that, I think, works very well for a more creative unboxing video. I want to focus a little bit more, though, on instruction and how you can use this. When I first heard about the unboxing video, and before I read Matt's post on it, there goes those bells I talked about. Before I really kind of understood what Matt was talking about, when I heard the term unboxing video, it reminded me of going to church on Sunday. We have a deacon who, after the readings were done, would bring up this brown paper bag. And this was intended for the students or the children in our church, but everyone in the church would get really excited when we saw this brown paper bag come up to the lectern because we knew what was coming. He would bring out an item out of this brown paper bag, and he would have maybe 4 or 5 different items in it. And each item related back to the readings that we had for that Sunday. But he had such a way of making a story out of it and getting us all engaged into what that main lesson was that we should be taking out of the readings. And that's what I thought of when I heard unboxing video. I think you could put a bunch of different things in a box, bring them out, and describe how they relate to whatever that assignment is or whatever that concept is that you might be introducing to students. So I feel like that's just a really great way that you can do this. And I think the other popularity about unboxing videos is because when we watch them, we feel like the person who's talking to us is the expert. So if you're using this as a way to introduce concepts to students, you're obviously the expert at this, but you can also flip this and have students create an unboxing video and have them become the expert on this concept. I think this would be great for project-based learning or any kind of final exam alternative that you might be doing. This would be a great way to do that. And the last one is the Q&A video. I feel like this one's a little bit more self-explanatory. You could use this as a mailbag to ask students questions about different things that they may want more in-depth help with or support on, or use it as a way to introduce a concept, ask students, tell me what you know a little bit about this, but then let me know some questions that you have about this concept before we jump into it. All right, so before I move on to the YouTube side of this, have any of you used video in a different way than those 5 ways that I described? Would you like to share out maybe in the comments, in the chat, or if you want to unmute? I'd love to hear some other ways that you've been using video. Oh, Rebecca, thank you. Yes, I do feel like the definitions for these, like, there's just so many different ways that if you sit down and kind of think about these different types of videos that you see on YouTube and then go, how can I change this to work in a classroom environment, no matter what that classroom environment might be? So Julie's saying celebrations, community building, editing submitted clips together. Oh yeah, I think that would be a great way too. Kind of do like maybe some highlights of things as well. Love that. Anyone else before I jump over to YouTube? Event-based content, streamed things. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about streaming some things live. So I'm really glad, Cody, that you brought that up. Thank you. Okay, let's see if that Wakelet, before I jump over, the Wakelet did finally load. So this has some different examples of those course trailers or unit trailers that I was talking about. So again, that's linked in the website, so you can take a look at some of these. Some of these are absolutely mind-boggling as to how they made them. So check those out. And if you have any questions about how those were made, I will definitely love to answer those at some point in the future as well. All right, so your channel, YouTube, it seemed like, let me go back and just double check this on the Jamboard. It seemed like everybody was fairly comfortable uploading videos to the YouTube channel. I do have maybe 2 people, so I'll do that real quick then. So in YouTube, on any page in YouTube, you're gonna see this type of icon, or it may say actually create on it, but have like a little video camera. You just click on the video icon, click upload video, and it automatically uploads for you. If you're not sure if you have a channel or not, if you have a Google account, you have a channel. Google actually owns YouTube. Not a lot of people actually realize this. So if you have already a Google account, when you go to youtube.com and sign in, you're signing in with your Google account. So if you don't have a Google account, you may want to go ahead and create one so that if you want to be posting videos for students to be able to see, you can do that. Or even departments. This would be a great thing for departments as well. Like I'm thinking more students in classrooms, but if you're getting someone new into your department who maybe doesn't know everything going on at your facility or your campus, this would be a great way to be able to provide videos for them as well and do professional development that way as well. So the other thing that I have here is go live when I click on that create button or that upload button. So I'm just going to briefly show you how this works. And I may need to stop my camera here in a second to see if this is going to pop up the way I want it to. Yeah. Okay, so let me stop video and see if it's gonna let me, it is gonna let me do this. Okay, so this was a trick I picked up at another conference. So what you can do is create a title. You can decide if this is going to be public, unlisted. I would never do private if you're going to do live streaming, because it's going to be private only to you. Unlisted would be for anyone that has the URL link, and public is going to be to anyone. Decide, for you guys, it's probably going to not be made for kids. This was supposed to be something for students who are 18 and under, and we didn't want to have seeing more adult content. Um, Age restriction, you probably don't need to worry about either. And then under more options, you can decide a category. So right now I have mine set under education, but you could do news and politics, how to, science and technology. There's lots of different ones there. And advanced settings is another area under more options. You can also have a chat. So you can enable or disable the chat depending on what type of live stream that you're doing. If this is something more for your campus or your school community at large, you might want to have the chat there. If it's, or maybe not, you may not want that either. If it's more to your classroom for a specific event, again, it's kind of up to you as to whether or not you want to have that. And then once you decide all of that, you'll hit next. And let me just put something in there so you can see this. So then it gives me where I can smile for a thumbnail. It gives me that countdown, and then I'm going to be actually being able to hit go live and be able to have that streaming right into my channel. All right, now I see I have a comment. Let's see. Yes, Cody is absolutely right. YouTube is not covered under the organizational Google Workplace for Education. It is a little different. It's not considered a core Google for Education app per se. While Google owns it, it's outside of that kind of educational workspace environment. So definitely talk to your IT at your school. I know I have talked to schools where YouTube is blocked, and that's more at the K through 12 level. But there might be definitely considerations that you may need to do for that. And you're hearing my, there we go. Okay, so now my video should be back up. That was my intro, so we're gonna get to that in just a second. But certainly different things could be coming under YouTube. So again, this is something that you may also need to have a conversation about. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a couple of other things on my YouTube channel in case you're not aware of the different things that are available. So on my YouTube channel, I am able to put a kind of trailer that describes my channel because I do a lot of professional development and I do work more with adults and teachers and educators. That's reflected in my channel, describing more about what my channel is about. Then I have a section that has my latest uploads. And then I have a YouTube series that I do called Tech Tuesday. So all of my episodes are uploaded there. And then I have other sections that are broken down into other tools that teachers that I work with often need to know about. So I've created a bunch of different videos there. And then along the top, you have more information, a different navigation to get to just videos, playlists that you've created, other channels that you may want to share out. So if you're talking to students about, let's say you're a science teacher, you're a chemistry professor, you might want to link out to another channel that has to do with chemistry, but will still be able to pull something into your classes as well. Now I can customize my channel and everything that goes on to this. So everything that you've seen, I've gone in and physically customized all of this. So my layout, this is where I can put my trailer about, my channel. I can also have a different video for new people who are just finding my channel and those who might be subscribing to my channel. I haven't done that yet, but that's certainly something I'd be interested in doing in the future. And then you saw that I had those different sections laid out with my uploads, my Tech Tuesday episodes. So I can do all of that right here on this layout tab. I'm going to click on add a section. Then I can decide what I want that section to be. Do I want it to be popular uploads? Do I want it to be past live streams that going live? Do I want it to just be a single playlist that I've put together of resources for students to view? And they know right when they come into my channel, there's going to be a section right on that specific playlist. Subscriptions to other channels, that type of thing. So it's really up to you as to what, how the layout of your channel is set up. And I can move these around as well. So I can decide how I want them laid out. So if you decide to make a section later, you can certainly move it around. Branding, this is where at the top of my channel, I had my banner. I made all of that in Canva, which if you are an educator, you can show proof of that and get a free educator account that gives you access to more of the paid features. So I've done all of that there. I also have a video watermark that shows up in the corner of all of my videos. So if it gets shared, people know where the source of my video is coming from, and they can come back to my channel and find other videos. And then just basic information, so a channel description. I could add a language as well, and you can certainly translate different things. And then I have links to other places that teachers can find me. So you can do all of that under that channel customization. The next thing I want to talk about is this navigation over on the left side. Your dashboard gives you some basic information about how many channel subscribers that you have. And if you're creating something like this for your students, I would certainly encourage them to subscribe to your channel so that way, anytime that you post a new video, they're able to see that. And they'll get a notification either on their phone or through email. And so you're not necessarily having to send out a notification through your LMS. It's already set up and they can just watch whenever you have a new video available. It will give me performance on my latest videos. The news section, sometimes this is how I find out about new features that are coming into Jamboard or YouTube as well, and gives me some really good ideas for other things that I can do on my channel. The next tab is content. They just changed this. This used to say videos because this is where all of your uploaded videos are housed. Yours may say video, it may say content. I'm not sure exactly how this change is happening. I know in my building specifically, some of us see content, some of us see video. So this might be kind of a more slower rollout. But here's where all of my uploaded videos are. I can go in and change any of the details. So this would be the description area. You'll often hear, especially vloggers on YouTube talking about, see a detail down in the description area, like they'll point down. This is where they're able to edit that information and put that information in. While I'm here, I usually talk about this later, but since I'm here, let's jump to section. This was, again, one of those things of watching a YouTube video. I see somebody talk about go to the jump to section. I'm like, what is this? It allows you to jump throughout the video. So all I'm doing is putting a timestamp in and a title for what that section is. So within this specific video, at 1 minute, 9 seconds, I talk about presenting to other people. This specific video was talking about how to prepare to present at conferences. If you've never done that before, it's timely today. At 9 minutes, 15 seconds, I've got icebreakers. 18:08, I've got something about Toby, which is a tab management system. So I just hit save on that, and it automatically becomes a link for the audience or whoever's viewing it to click on, and it will jump to that section within the video. So yes, we did have a comment about the update to that content tab. Yeah, that's certainly and again, sometimes it rolls out quickly and other times I'm not sure why it's a little bit more of a slower rollout. So then I also have analytics on the tab over to the left again, and then the editor. I want to come back to that in a minute, but just to know that that's where you can go in and do some very basic editing to YouTube videos. Within this details section, I also have the video link, how I want this video to be visible. Again, public, unlisted, private. And then I can add a thumbnail in. So YouTube will pick a thumbnail for me. But again, I go over to Canva, create a thumbnail that I want to have associated with this video. I could add it to a playlist if I want. So earlier you saw my sections on my channel. This is how I would add this video to a specific playlist. As far as my videos go, if you're looking for other videos, we'll talk about playlists in a second. And then I have a lot of other options to look at here as well. Now let me go back over to those details. So I can also see my comments from here. I can view the video on YouTube. And then I also have options for sharing the link, downloading. I can only download videos that I have specifically uploaded. Otherwise, it's considered a copyright violation. If I want to delete that video, maybe I've uploaded it too soon, or I found a mistake and I need to go edit something and upload it again. I can do that. Restrictions, you'll notice I don't have any, which is wonderful. Restrictions could be like music in the background that's a copyright violation. That's typically what you will see restrictions for, is it will come up saying that there's a copyright claim. You get so many copyright claims, YouTube will come in and say you're striked and you can't use YouTube. So definitely be careful about music. Most of the time I'm using music that comes out of the editing software that I use, or I'm finding copyright free music to use. Okay, so let's go back to playlists. So I have several different playlists, and I'm just going to click back over to YouTube. So to create a playlist of videos, so like here's one for Canva for education. And I'm pretty sure that maybe I want to learn more about this, but I may not have time to actually watch this at this point. I want to put it into a playlist to watch again later. So from this point, I can click on the three dots and hit save to playlist. When I do that, I have a menu that comes up and I can click the checkbox for whatever playlist I want to put it in, or I could click on create a new playlist. And then I would just add in the name, decide again the privacy. Some playlists I do keep private to myself. It might be just tips that I'm looking for on something that I don't necessarily need the whole world knowing that I'm looking for tips on Canva or Jamboard or whatever it may be. And then other ones I have out publicly because I want students to be able to see this. So I see I have a comment. Do you ever record video in another tool and upload to YouTube, or is it easier to record directly to YouTube? That's a great question. Most of the time, I create all of my videos in another tool, and then I'm uploading those to YouTube. We use WeVideo, if you're familiar with that, in my school district. So most of the time, I'm using my video camera to record me doing a video, or I'm using my computer, depending on what it is. All of my Tech Tuesday videos, I do a outline and a script for, and I'm doing that in front of a video camera. If I'm doing just a quick video specifically showing a tool or how students should be completing something and the steps for something, and it's a technology tool, I'm using my computer for that. And then I'm editing it in WeVideo. And the really nice thing about WeVideo is it automatically connects to YouTube. So I just hit, I want to publish to YouTube, and it automatically transfers it over for me, and I will find it in that content tab. I forgot to mention that's also where you will find your live streams as well, will be in that content tab. So once you live stream something, you can go back into that and do any editing of the details or the descriptions or anything like that. So I think that's a great question. Recording directly in YouTube, I think really the only way you can do it is that live stream. And you can certainly do that. I do feel like it's a little bit harder if you're doing it for instructional purposes. I would be doing it more for kind of like a Q&A session where students could be typing something into the chat and you're responding via video or showing something specific. Oh, Cheryl, thank you for putting that link in. Or if it's more like a big event, that's really what I would be doing that live stream more for. I think it's harder to do if you're doing an instructional video or a how-to video. I would prefer doing it in another tool, but some of you may not be that way. You may want to do more live, and that's fine too. Okay, so that's one way to do a playlist. Is using the three dots. Or if I'm watching the video, I can go down to save and do the same thing and put something into a playlist that way as well. So, and sometimes I mix and match. Some of my playlists are just videos that I've created. Some of them are videos that I've created and from videos from other people, or some of them are just plainly from other people. So you can do a variety of different things with us. All right, so let's jump back now. And everything that I'm talking about, I'll jump back over to the website. Everything I'm talking about, I have some kind of instruction for on the website. I also have tools and other resources that I will never have time to get to in this session, but you can certainly check out tools as far as other video editing software that you can do, other resources showing you videos on some of the different things that I've talked about today as well. The other thing with playlists, so I mentioned that you guys probably don't need to worry about it, but when you click on something that says, yes, it's made for kids, that blocks that video from being allowed to be put on a playlist. It's YouTube filters. It's a decision that YouTube made. I can't change any of that within our district settings or anything. That is purely from YouTube. And some teachers just like to do this alternative way anyways. If for some reason you can't get a video on a playlist, Wakelet is a great option. You just take the link, that share link of that YouTube video, drop it into a Wakelet collection, and the video is embedded and anybody can see the video. So I do have directions here on how to add those videos to a Wakelet collection. Slides Mania, you may or may not be familiar with Slides Mania. Again, I'm not sure some of these tools outside of K through 12, how much they're being used. But Slides Mania is a website. It's actually a woman from Spain who has, I think had a boring kind of accounting job, or at least in her mind, she says, you know, I have this job where I have to think in a different way during the day, but at home, I want to have that creative outlet. And so she started creating slide templates for Google Slides, for PowerPoint, and she's got so many on there. So if you've not seen Slides Mania before, definitely check her out. But she's got a template that looks just like a YouTube channel. So you could also embed videos into those slides if for some reason you can't get that video into a physical playlist. And I went over channel sections. We talked about how to do that. And I know I'm waiting to get to these studio features. So we'll go into that next. And then I have the jump to section there as well. So really the last part I want to get to is the YouTube studio features. So when I go in um, to edit that video in YouTube, I'm technically going into what's called YouTube Studio. So to find that, I'm just going to click on my icon of that has my picture on it, and then go over to YouTube Studio. All right, and then I'm just going to click on content again and go into a specific video. Now you'll see that there's the editor over here. Now that I've gone into the specific video, if I click on editor, the basic editing that I can do to a video that I've uploaded, I can trim the beginning or the end. I can trim the middle, but I feel like it's more difficult on YouTube than it needs to be. I can get to a certain point and hit trim, and then hit split down here at the bottom. I know my screen sharing is down kind of in the way, but I could hit split and split that, and then decide if I need to get something out of the middle, I can do that. Okay, and then I can add a blurring section. So sometimes when I'm showing a video, I've got student information that I don't want people to see. I can go in and blur certain parts of that video. I'm just going to click on different parts, find it, make a square or kind of a rectangle or something to hide that information. It does take a little while to do. So make sure that you leave the video private until it's finished doing the processing on it, and then make the video public. But other than that, that's pretty much, I feel like, all you can really do with the editor. There's not a ton in there. So I'm going to go back to my channel content, and within the description area, I've got two other things that I can do: cards and end screen. Cards is when you're watching a YouTube video and somebody comes and says, check out this video over here. And it pops out with that little banner, and you can click on it and it takes you to another video. That's how you do it. Is you come into cards, you're going to find, I actually have a card right here. So I'm just going to move my bar over to that exact spot. I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to say video. I can choose any of my videos or a video that is already in YouTube, and it's going to drop that in for me right there. The last thing that I can do, I'm going to discard that, the end screen. So a lot of times at the end of YouTube videos, you will see other videos suggested for you to watch. So this is essentially what I've done is I've created a PowerPoint or a Google slide. I've put that at the end of all of my videos. And I have three things that I typically put onto the very end of my videos. A button to subscribe, which is my profile icon right here. When a viewer clicks on that, it's going to subscribe them to my channel. And then I have a couple of options as far as the videos that I can put in. I can put my most recent upload. I can put in what's best for the viewer, or I could put in a specific video I want viewers to go to. I typically do specific videos or what's best for viewer. I never know what that best for viewer is. Google's or YouTube's analytics is going into that, and just whenever somebody gets to the end of one of my videos, it'll pop up with whatever it is that relates well for them. All right, so I know that was a lot to pack into 50 minutes. Is there any questions about any of this?
So Darcie, this is Cheryl, your moderator. I just had a question about going back to video, does your college have another video platform that you're using to record on? You said you don't. Okay. So you
No, we
do.
don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we video, and some of our teachers are using Screencastify, but they're using the free version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. I was just going to say we're in the process of having to change video platforms, and now that I'm seeing all these opportunities into YouTube, we kind of steered away from it because of some copyright things. But maybe we should look into it a little bit more. Have you ran into copyright issues around
The only
your
copyright
content?
issues we've run into is if we have students who create videos using copyrighted music, and they upload it, and then they're going, why, like, and typically it's being used for like our TV production side, that will pop up if students have used copyrighted music. Other than that, we're not really running into the copyright issues. Um, I know when I worked at Northern Virginia Community College, we used Panopto, but I feel like that's got everything's like kind of in-house with Panopto. You're not, I don't think you would necessarily be worried about having to upload things to YouTube. For what you guys are talking about, do you guys have an LMS? Do you have Canvas or Blackboard or?
We're using D2L, and then we use
Okay.
TechSmith Relay right now. Oh, well, it was Relay, then they moved to Nomia as their new name, but they've decided to move away from streaming video, and they've kind of giving Panopto the contract, so to speak, if we choose to go that way. So yeah, I think we have a lot of discussion ahead of us. So I'm glad to see one of our faculty members, Rebecca, who had a question or comment earlier. She's in here, so I hope she's taking notes as well.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And video is so hard. I think when you have to have that conversation and trying to figure out, I feel like Panopto is great for lectures. But if you're trying to do kind of outside of that and do more of the instructional videos, and be more on the creative side, I feel like Panopto could be lacking in some of those areas. But I know you guys are probably doing a lot more direct instruction than we might necessarily be.
I think that was the intent. But and we have certain, obviously in other colleges, I'm sure I don't want to take the microphone because you only have a couple of minutes here, but we have certain areas, our CTE faculty tend to use it a little bit more, although with the pandemic, people have also been using Zoom a lot and then posting things in the Nomia server, which is convenience, right? And we can caption everything there. So I'll get off so other people can comment since we only have a few minutes. Thanks.
David, I don't know if you want to unmute your mic. I'm not familiar with VidGrid. Can you explain a little bit more about what that is?
Hi, Darcie. Yeah, so I'm a software admin at my institution. So I help pass out licenses and give a little trainings on the softwares that we use or we promote at our institution. So one of the video softwares that we use is VidGrid. So you can either upload a video or you can record on there. So you're recording a screen recording, right? And then you can also embed your webcam in there. And actually, we got VidGrid because we were using PlayPosit before. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with PlayPosit. I know it's a very popular tool. Essentially, because what PlayPosit is what the instructors really liked about it was you import the video and then you input like notes or questions, and then at the end of the video, when it gets when they finish responding to the video, it automatically imports the grades, right? So
got it. Yeah, I think I've heard of it, but we use Edpuzzle, which I think is a competitor.
Right, and I think we were looking at that one too. So just a lot of in-betweens. It's just unfortunate, since the pandemic, we're stuck with budget constraints. So
absolutely.
I
What
think
LMS are you using as well?
we're using Blackboard.
Blackboard. Okay, so we have Canvas, and Canvas just came out with something called Canvas Studio, which is very similar to both of those and Edpuzzle. And we were able to get it free through the state actually bought it for us. So we were able to get that, but I don't know if Blackboard has anything like that.
I know right now Blackboard's kind of transitioning to something new. I think it's called Blackboard Ultra. So right now it's Blackboard Learn and then going to Ultra. So we're still in the middle of doing that. But no, I haven't. What was it called again? Canvas or Canva
A Canvas Studio.
Studio. Oh, okay.
Darcie, did you have a slide to put up your contact information or anything, or do you want to share
It's
anything?
all on the website. So if you
Okay.
have the link to the website, let me grab that and put that back in the chat again.
Yeah, we're at our time, everyone. Please do see the link for the evaluation for Darcie's session. She did such a wonderful job and brought some great information to us today. So coming from
Thank you. Sorry
balmy
about going over time.
Virginia.
There's always a lot, and we love talking about YouTube.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, and she's got the bit.ly YouTube instruct link in the chat. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
I'm gonna pause or stop the video.